Well, hi and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. Today is Monday, July 10. I'm Pete Connor, your show's host. And we've got, quite an informative program for you this day. We're first going to start with an on-location trip at the public library and look again at the library gardens. And then we're going to have Faizal Lakha from Businessware Solutions, who will help us to understand a little bit more about cyber security, internet security, if you will. As a reminder, we appreciate your input about who you'd like to see and the kinds of things you'd like to have here on Owatonna Today. If you know of someone who is looking for some recognition or needs some recognition, or someone that would like some publicity about something that they're doing, why don't you let us know about that by shooting an email to owatonnatoday@charter.net, or by calling Leanne, our show's producer, at 390-5751. Now, after a few messages, we're going to have the on-location stint with the library gardens, so we'll look forward to having you right back. Please stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show. Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We are out here at the garden that is adjacent to the Owatonna Public Library. And every Wednesday, Leanne T from Eat Well Nutrition Therapy holds gardening classes or gardening informational sessions for parents and their children.
Guys, the raspberries tend to like shade, so lift up the leaves to try to find them, okay? I see a couple of really ripe ones right there.
I need that one.
How about look under here?
So Leanne introduces the kids to various plants.
They're just starting to turn red.
And right now she has them all over by the raspberries. And I'm sure very few of these children have actually seen
I'm going to pull this
raspberry
branch
bush.
over here, okay? Anybody see a red one there? Make sure it's good and red. They're the sweetest when they're red.
Kids are invited to try all of the produce that this garden produces.
There's a few more red ones, I think.
You are right. Good
How do
eye.
they taste? Do they taste good?
Grab that.
That's so good in my...
Yep. When raspberries are the ripest, they tend to just fall right off the bush. I have. You grow yellow raspberries. That's awesome. And do they taste different than the red raspberries? They're sweeter. Did you guys
Sweeter.
hear that? There you go. There went my scissor. Oop, I see a few more red ones. They're hiding. See them?
Have one of the red ones?
Who did not get a red raspberry?
What's your raspberry? I need one.
Did you already get one? We're going to give one to those who haven't gotten one yet. Let's see. Colin, you can look.
Oh, you have a microphone.
So hi, Leanne.
Hi, Leanne.
Tell us what you're doing here right now with this wonderful group of children.
So this is garden time at the library. We hold garden time on Wednesday mornings from 9:30 to 10:30 the whole summer long. And once fall happens and we go back to school, we have garden time in the afternoon after school.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, it is good. That's when most of the vegetables are really coming to fruition, so they get to pick vegetables and take them home. A couple weeks ago, we planted green beans, and they're coming up nicely. If we have time today, we'll plant some other kind of vegetables. We'll see.
Okay.
But we pick what's available during the week for harvest.
Uh-huh.
Before you arrived, Leanne, we picked garlic scapes.
Oh. Yay.
Garlic scapes are the bulbs from the garlic plant. That is kind of the flower.
Okay.
And in order for the garlic to really take root and grow, we need to cut those scapes off. And you can use the scapes in a salad, in soups, in sautéed vegetables. They're very, very flavorful.
And I see a number of the children here have paper bags, and that's to take their produce home with them.
Exactly. Every week, what do we do first, guys, when you come to the library? What do you do first? They get a bag, and what do you write on it? Your name or a picture so you know it's your bag. And we send you home with the produce that is in the garden for the week.
Hey.
Right? So what else have you gotten today before Miss Leanne got here? You got garlic scapes. What else did you pick? Rhubarb. What else?
I see some
Raspberries.
raspberries. How did the raspberries taste? I see you're still good. Okay.
Awesome. And we picked what else?
Dill.
Yep. And what do you use the dill for?
Eating.
Eating. And what do you eat it in?
Salad.
In your salad. Very good.
Ah, so dill is just not for pickles.
Nope. Dill is for eating in salads if you want. It kind of spices it up.
Okay. Luann, how many years have you been doing this?
This is our 4th or 5th year with
Okay.
garden time at the library.
Okay.
After a little bit of hiatus from the garden, but yeah.
Yeah. And who does all the work?
Well, the kids do some of the work, and I'm here and accept any other volunteers that want to help. But we, in the springtime, have some high school students who do some planting.
Okay.
So we have some transplants from some high school students, some corn and tomato plants.
Oh, okay.
We do harvest seeds in the fall. Whoops, we've got a
little bit of competition here with the
We've got
siren.
competition.
Let's wait just a minute.
with that fire truck, could
No,
we, guys?
but hey, that was pretty cool to see a fire
Yeah.
truck down the street, wasn't it?
Yeah, usually they come from the other direction.
Yeah, they do. They do. All right. So, you said that you were going to do some planting now with the kids?
We will do some planting if you guys want.
Okay, so why don't we relocate and find out what you're planting?
Great, thanks. So, we want to plant the bean seeds about this far apart from that row. So can you walk down in there and dig a little bit of a hole?
Grab a shovel. I can help too.
Awesome.
Right
Do you have a
here.
shovel?
Right here.
That's good. Don't step on the row behind you, though, okay? That's fine. Can you? Yep, you can.
There. I made a little hole.
Okay, so after you make your little hole,
I gotta get a seed.
get a bean seed. Yep,
Can't get one.
you are right, but we'll make it work. Okay, let's hold that aside.
I think the ants carried it.
You think the ant carried it? Well, ants belong in the garden too, don't they? Once you've planted your seed, can you step out of the way so other children can plant their seed?
I haven't planted my seed.
Okay, you can plant one. What did you say?
I got the big shovel.
Did you?
I'm gonna do some over it.
Are you going to put some dirt over it? Very good. You know exactly what to do. And it's supposed to rain later today, so that's perfect for the seeds, isn't it? Awesome.
Strawberries.
And we're very lucky because the strawberries are ever bearing and they they grow all season long.
Where are they?
The strawberries, remember? Over there, right. On the eastern edge of the garden. And this is your first time in the garden, isn't it?
Yeah.
And are you having a fun day?
Yeah.
Luann does such a nice job with
I
these
could
children,
pick up
teaching
some,
them and
holes
having them
too.
be
That
hands-on
would be awesome if
with
you helped dig some
planting.
holes for the seeds. Right.
Plants on the way in.
And I think you really like the tomatoes when they're red.
Colin likes the tomatoes. That's great.
You did. Well, that's a tomato plant.
I'm getting salad.
It's getting salad fixings. Awesome. The last few weeks we've... Uh-oh, there's more. We've been harvesting salads, lettuces, and greens, and dill the last few weeks.
I can even measure it.
You can measure the depth of the earth with your shovel. Very good, because it has numbers on it, right?
Me too.
Yes, isn't that neat?
And I like peas.
You like what?
Peas.
Peas, yes. We're waiting for the peas to come up, aren't we? Good. Okay, so you guys can fill in the holes after you've planted the seeds, and then we'll get somebody to do the staking so we know what's planted in that row.
So Leanne, this has really been a great experience. We've kind of free-flowed this whole show segment, but I think it's been really good. What is the purpose of the garden and why you have kids come once a week?
The purpose of the library garden time is educational. It's also some activities for kids to do in the summertime. This garden has been in existence for almost 10 years total, and it's come and go from purposes, but the last 4 to 5 years we've turned it back into garden time for library parents as well as young children and other children up to age 18. So it's an educational opportunity. It's a way for kids to know where their food comes from, to help garden, and to actually see from seed until fruition of their food,
Right.
and to send them home with the produce.
So that they know that this is how vegetables actually grow. They don't just suddenly appear in the grocery store.
Exactly.
All
And the
right.
fruits that we have as well.
Okay, and I've talked to a number of parents now since I've been out here. They thoroughly enjoy this activity with their children, and the kids love taking all the produce home and then eating it for lunch or for supper. That's great.
It's wonderful. And we do this every Wednesday from 9:30 to 10:30.
Okay, every Wednesday during the summer, and then after school starts, it's every Wednesday in the afternoon.
After school, right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leanne.
Thank you so much, everyone. It's been fun visiting with you today. And audience, please stay with us. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors. Yay!
The River Springs Water Park is open for the summer. Come with family and friends to enjoy the many features the water park has to offer. For more information on daily specials, programs, and large group packages, visit our website, call the water park at 774-7370, or find them on the River Springs Water Park Facebook page. Make a big splash this summer at the River Springs Water Park.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and a big welcome to Faizal Lakha from Businessware Solutions. Nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Pete.
You betcha. And an important message or messages that I think you're going to bring to us. I'm sure our viewers are going to be most interested. This is not the time to go refill your cup of coffee or get a glass of soda or something, because you want to hear what Faizal has to say about computer and computer security, internet security, cyber security, and all of that.
Right.
So we're looking forward to that. But as far as you're concerned, your background, I mean, you're a restaurateur.
Well, yeah. So entrepreneurship is my background, and for the past 5 years, and actually a little bit longer than that, but for the past 5 years, I've been with Businessware Solutions, and we specialize in working with small and medium-sized businesses, and basically with their data, anything that touches their data, whether it's computers, PCs, servers, even printers, how to protect that data, how to back up that data, and how to use it in a functional manner. And so that's what we specialize in, and that's what I've been doing for the past 5 years.
So, this whole thing with internet security has just kind of taken, for my part anyway, taken us by storm. All of the things that certainly we read on the international scene, and it kind of makes, I wonder, shudder a little bit.
Well, yeah, and especially what's going on from security on a macro level with government actors and things like that. That's really become newsworthy lately. But the truth of the matter is there is profit behind this, right? There's sensitive information that essentially hackers are looking for. Things like social security numbers, banking information, anything that they can get their hands on that they can sell to somebody else, credit card information, things like that. And if you think about what you do on the internet, even as a home user, you do banking, right? And so you enter some type of security passwords or whatever. If a hacker was able to get a hold of that, potentially they could have access to your bank account. So that's the motive behind all of this stuff.
But when you say banking, and I know I do online banking, but it says at the top of the menu thing, or the address, HTTPS.
Right,
supposed
secure.
to be secure.
So the transmission of the data is secure, right? So there's no question in that the transmission of what you're sending to the bank is secure. Where the vulnerability lies is within your system. You're logging in. So if there's somebody that's able to see what keystrokes you're putting in. So for example, they'll launch a program that says look for strings of 16-digit numbers followed by 4 digits followed by 3. Well, what's 16 digits? Well, that's a credit card number. 4 numbers, that's a date. 3, that's that CVS code in the back. All of a sudden, the software sits there, and if you get the malware in your system, it sits there and it says, oh, hey, look, I found what I was looking for. Now it sends it back. That's the type of information they're looking for. The bigger question, I think, would be is how do you keep them out of getting into your system? And lately, there's a few things that individual users and companies need to be looking at. The first and foremost thing is making sure you're current on your Windows operating system. Windows 10 has done a good job of being a lot more secure. A lot of the hacks that have been occurring recently, the WannaCry virus, I think it was called, and then there was one just recently, the Petya virus. Those primarily went after operating systems that were unpatched or older operating systems. So that's pretty critical. The other thing is safe surfing habits. Be aware of where you're going when you're on the internet. Anything that directs you away from what you're looking at potentially could be malware. It might be safe and they're just trying to get your information to shoot you advertisements. But there is some of that malicious stuff out there, so be careful about that.
So as an example, I get this message from Amazon. Your recent order has been successfully canceled. And I know I have not had a recent order with Amazon. So I suppose what they want me to do is to click on that, and then it goes from there.
Exactly, and a lot of the ones that for home users that we get calls on is, hey, Microsoft called me and they say something's wrong, and so they get a pop-up on their computer saying you could be infected, call this 800 number. Well, and they do, and a lot of times it's like, hey, well, give us remote access to your computer, or give us a credit card number, and we'll fix this. Microsoft is never going to call you. No manufacturer is ever going to call you. And so you ever get one of those calls, hang up right away. Don't ever give anybody access.
I love to play with them though. Because he says, your Windows is in bad shape, and I play with them, and then I say, yeah, but you know what? I'm a Mac user, so I don't have Windows.
There you go.
But I keep them on the line for a while.
Sure. But that's the type of stuff that's happening out there. The one thing that I could probably say, the most important thing for businesses and for individual users is backup. Have a good, solid backup. even if you get infected, even if you get to the crypto locker where they hold you ransom, the ransomware, if you have a good solid backup, you have a point to recover from.
Okay.
And so that's, from a corporate level for small to medium-sized businesses, that's where we can really provide some assistance. For home users, there's a variety of things. You can back up to an external hard drive, or if you use Microsoft, there's, and we'll talk about this a little bit, cloud services like OneDrive or Google Drive. You can throw your pictures or documents and things like that up there, so they're backed up off of your hardware.
Okay, let's push that cloud computing for a bit, because that seems like it's ethereal. I got this thing here, I know it's here, I can hold it, I can touch it, but now it goes there.
It goes there, and it's in the cloud.
Who knows? Who sees that?
So first of all, let's talk about what cloud means, right? It's not this magical place that sits out there someplace. The cloud is somebody's servers, whether it's sitting in Washington or wherever the case may be, it's going to somebody's servers. Using cloud services, reputable cloud services, I would argue are pretty safe, right? Because they have to protect their data. They offer service level agreements of uptime, things like that. So in terms of putting your data there, I don't think that's the issue. Once again, it's you on the user end. How safe are you? For anybody that's transacting business or that has a database at their location, I would say you need to protect that. And usually that means a physical device like a firewall, that can run software. For a home user, I don't know if that's reasonable yet to have a physical firewall. But I think we may be getting there. We may be getting there.
Let me ask you this question, and I read someplace and then I did it, is that somehow people can find out what's going on by using the camera on the display.
Yeah.
And so, there's a piece of duct tape on mine, covering that thing up, because I don't use the camera very much anyway. How serious is that?
It is. I mean, in the world that I live in, I don't see a whole heck of a lot, but I know that our vendor at one of our seminars handed out these little things that were camera covers.
Okay.
And I think there's that famous Mark Zuckerberg picture where he's sitting at his desk with his laptop or whatever, and he's got a piece of tape over his camera. So that exists. This is the type of hacking and stuff that's out there.
Look, good. Now, what about, because here's the thing, because I know that people are going to be, if they're thinking like I'm thinking, it might not be a great idea. How about the paranoia that comes with this now? People are listening, watching us talk about this, and there can be a sense of excitement up to the point of being paranoid about this.
Well, I'd say take it a step back from paranoia, and the correct term would probably be persistent and careful, right? Okay. So anything you put out there is potentially accessible, right? And it's going to stay for a while. So you've got to be careful of what you're sharing on the internet, because it's out there, it's historical. But I don't think Big Brother is watching us. I don't believe that.
All right. So I think earlier, I don't know if you said it on or just before we started, that there are certain things that are just absolutes that we should be doing,
right,
which is updating, making sure that we're current.
Right. So first and foremost, backup. Have a good backup strategy. If you're a company, a business, I would say have your backup on site and then have it off site. For a home user, you can utilize Google Drive or OneDrive or even external hard drive.
Sure.
The second thing is in your operating system environment. If your Windows environment or even your Mac environment, make sure that's updated. If you're running anything older, absolutely update it. I would recommend, if it's time to maybe use this as a good time to update your computers and get to a Windows 10 computer. That is a little safer. And then finally, just be aware of your surfing habits. Don't click on anything that's going to redirect you from what you're looking at. So if you're on the OwatonnaToday.com site and all of a sudden a pop-up shows up saying, hey, look at puppies for sale. Don't click on that. Open up another browser and search for puppies for sale.
Sure.
And those are the main things that you can talk about. And then emails, attachments, be careful. For companies especially, there's a lot of stuff.
Things like McAfee. Should we have that on our computer?
Antivirus doesn't hurt, absolutely. However, the nature of the threats these days are a little bit different. Yes, absolutely have something on there. Antivirus is akin to an antibiotic. It'll keep you from getting perilously ill, but it won't prevent you from getting sick.
Sure.
With Windows 10, the native antivirus built in with the OS is perfect. So.
Okay, good. Well, we have, I'm sure, lots of other questions that people would ask you, and they can.
Absolutely.
All they do is to call you at Businessware Solutions and ask you a question about this or that. I'm sure you'd be happy to help.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it's just take reasonable caution.
Right.
Okay, good. Good to have you here.
Right.
Tell us all about this.
Thank you.
Look forward to having you back again, and we'll do an update on it.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks, Pete.
All right. Thanks, Faizal. And thank you for being with us today. We're going to now take a break for some commercial messages, and we'll be right back. So please do stay with us.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and it's now time for some community announcements. Join the Steele County Historical Society for its 31st annual extravaganza being held on July 16th in the Village of Yesteryear from 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Admission is free, lots of things to do, lots of food to eat, lots of entertainment. Try to get there. Please join us this Thursday at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock p.m. in the Gainey Room for movies at the Owatonna Public Library. And the first one up will be The Zookeeper's Wife. The 7th annual Weekend Out, July 14th through 16th. Look at the website for more information, and lots of things going on from Friday evening all the way on through Sunday. So again, 7th annual Weekend Out, Park and Rec website will get you there. The next movie in the park, The Great Outdoors, will be shown on Friday, July 14th at Brown Park. The movie begins at sunset with pre-movie activities beginning 1 hour before movie time. Rain date is Saturday, July 15th at Central Park. The next wine, women, and golf event for the beginner or non-golfer will be Saturday, July 15th at Brooktree. It will be from 2 to 3:30 p.m. and another one at 3:30 to 5 p.m. $15 includes 3 holes of golf, 1 helper, and a glass of wine. Matt Dean, Minnesota State Rep and Chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, will be in Owatonna on Monday, July 17th at the VFW Hall to talk about health care and the state of Minnesota. Be there for that. And we'll also have the 3rd annual Augusta Station Car Show and Fundraiser on July 22nd. That will be at the Steele County History Center. $5 registration fee per vehicle, free admission. From 8:30 to 10:30, there's a breakfast. There's some voting that goes on, and at 12:30 departure. So it's going to be kind of a fun time. Souvenir T-shirts are available. That'll take care of it for today. We're going to ask you to stay back on Wednesday. Come on, and we're going to have Dan McIntosh, Steele County attorney, who's going to talk about adult and child protection services. We're both sessions, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. Thanks for being with us today, and we'll look forward to having you back on Wednesday.